the people out there who maybe just be starting out in their lifting career and they're choosing to get big despite the lurking dangers, di ba? I think one should study first what his or her priority is talaga, and once that he or she has decided to pursue that priority, then you have to be ready to face the consequences. You can only listen to so much people and to research a lot of things about what kind of lifestyle you want to live, pero at the end of the day, tayo pa rin yun, di ba? Alright, good afternoon mga ka-LifeFit. Pag-uusapan natin ngayon is medyo serious na topic. It's about the ongoing trend ng mga recent deaths ng mga bodybuilding athletes around the world. Nakakalungkot lang na balita, pero wala ganun yung nangyayari so far. And nakakapagtaka kasi 2021, doon halos nagsunod-sunod yung mga yung mga deaths nila. So which leads you to wonder, ano ba yung dahilan, bakit ganun, right? So far, here are the list of names of the athletes that passed away. Well, sana hindi na siya madagdagan. Praying to that. Alright, okay, so as far as I know, yung last kong nabalitaan na namatay, well, no, the first time na nabalitaan kong may namatay sa bodybuilding is I wasn't really expecting na mangyayari yun, kasi nga, well, these kinds of athletes are supposed to be the epitome of fitness, di ba? So you would wonder na of all people na who would pass away with such conditions, mapapaisip ka na lang, ano yung dahilan, bakit? Is it their lifestyle? Is it the way they eat? Is it the medications they're taking? Or is it the actual training, the bodybuilding training? Nakakamatay ba yun? Well, kung ganun nga yan, nakakalungkot yun, kasi there's been a lot of studies about strength training and resistance training na nakakabuti yun sa katawan ng tao, pero yun nga, how come kung sino pa yung mga nagli-lift ng weight, sila pa yung kaagad namamatay or yung napakaikli ng lifespan nila? Well, if you could just review kung ano yung mga nature ng kinamatay nila, based from the articles that I've been reading, most of them have been related to cardiovascular ailments. So sa puso, heart attack, usually heart attack. So mag-iisip ka, okay, heart attack, pero babata pa lang ng mga to. I know one na nasa 20s lang siya, 20 years old pataas lang. Well, the rest is 46, 40s, ganun. Pero not really 60s and 70s, wala eh. The average range is actually quite young. Mas mapapaisip ka, okay, pero heart attack, di ba? Sige, so if you could look at the way they eat, especially the what they call the mass monsters, yung mga malalaking talaga bodybuilders, 6-footer plus, tapos they're weighing around 250 plus, almost 300 pounds. You just imagine pag contest season nila at shredded sila, ang weight nila is around nasa 200 plus pa rin, di ba? Pero you can just imagine kapag off season nila, nag-range yung mga 300 plus yung mga yan. You just imagine the amount of food that they need to eat just to maintain their weight, di ba? And their size, and their sheer size, di ba? siguro mapaisip ka, siguro sa dami ng kinakain nila talaga, it might have cost yung yung sa puso, yung I don't know, blockages sa arteries, high blood pressure, blood clotting, kasi syempre iba-iba na yung kinakain nila, and very protein rich, high carbohydrate foods, di ba? So it must have also a direct impact on their cardiovascular health, di ba? And not to mention, it's an open secret, kahit hindi naman nila inaamin, or some of them have been acknowledging it, pero most still actually the general public still regards it as parang taboo, yung paggamit ng steroids. Up to now, it's a very heated debate na, okay, is it considered cheating? Is it considered legit? Pero they still take it. A lot of athletes today, they resort to performance enhancement drugs para, yun nga, to improve their performance. So, those drugs, though I've been sure it's been researched already, and yun nga, we don't really know the long-term effects of that. Is it possible na sa ngayon panahon na to natin nakikita yung long-term effects ng taking cycles of steroids? Ito na ba yon? So nakikita natin ba ngayon na kaya sunod-sunod na silang nangangamatay? Ako, I haven't used steroids, pero I would be honest na napag-isipan ko na rin to before, na when I was about to compete, na they would tell me na, hindi ka makakapagsabayan sa mga other competitors on stage pag hindi ka nakakarga. And I actually given it much thought na, okay, siguro I'll just cycle it, I'll make sure na I'll do my blood work, I'll have my regular checkups para nababantayan ko yung organ functions ko, yung liver, yung kidneys and all. Pero yun nga, hindi rin natuloy yung pag-compete ko, so hindi rin natuloy yung paggamit ko eventually. So, pero I think it's a blessing in disguise na rin na hindi na rin ako natuloy doon, kasi having learned these kinds of news, talagang mapapaano ka, parang mapaisip ka, is it really worth the risk? Ayun ang sinasabi na, is it really worth the risk? Come to think of it, if you compare the physiques of professional bodybuilders, circa 1970s siguro, 60s, 70s, compare the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and the 2000s, see a huge difference, and I mean it as a pun, a really huge difference in terms of their size. Yung panahon ni na Arnold Schwarzenegger, ni na Franco Colombo, ni na Frank Zane, those athletes, those bodybuilders na aesthetic ang dating, you don't see that much of, you don't see that kind of physique now in the current competitions right now. Meron siguro sa other categories, pero the main category right now, yung men's open bodybuilding category, yun doon mo nakikita talaga yung mga real mass monsters talaga. Really big guys with huge muscle bellies, and parang it's napaka-imposible na ma-attain yung ganung klaseng physique. And for me, this is just for my opinion, alright? Ako, with my genetics and with my training and all, hindi ko maaabot yung ganung klaseng physique kung hindi ako talaga kakarga. And at my age, 40 years old, why would I still do it, diba? Hindi, ba't ko pa kailangan gawin yun? Actually, I had just had my recent blood work done, and yun nga, mataas ang uric acid ko, mataas ang cholesterol ko, triglycerides, I even have my SGPT go beyond the borderline. So, and I was just bulking for almost 2 months. Nagbabulk up lang ako, not really juicing up, kumbaga. Pero ganun pa rin yung nangyari sa sa lab results ko. What more if I took in the actual gear? what could have been my lab test results? Could it have been worse? Diba? Who knows? Diba? Kaya nga, the recent deaths, it has to be attributed to something that's commonly happening right now na hindi nangyayari 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Something's really happening right now. Kaya ngayon natin yung nakikita. And I really think na it's how they prepare for their contest. Kasi I'm sure the way they prep up for a competition before really varies or is really very very different right now. You could just see the actual physics man lang, yung katawan lang nila, 'di ba? Napaka you put them side by side, it's really ang laki ng diferensya na parang bakit nung panahon ni na Arnold ganito katawan nila, 'di ba? They're considered Mr. Olympia caliber already. And he put in here Big Ramy, 'di ba? Ba't gano'n? Ba't parang magkaiba yung physique nila, 'di ba? And nakakalungkot lang na yun nga, some people who have a really lot of potential gone too soon. Sina Dallas McCarver, 'di ba? I think he died in his 20s. Tapos yung isa hindi man siya nakabawi. Sean Roden, he won the Mr. Olympia I think a few years back, pero he wasn't able to defend it the year after because of controversies regarding his personal life. And I think he's prepping up to compete again. Kaso hindi na natin makikita kasi nga he passed away also. And yun nga, nakakabigla, di ba? These people you just see in social media, you just see them in you just see them in the internet, di ba? They have lots of activities and all, tapos bigla malalaman mo namatay na pala sila. Ako being in the bodybuilding industry for 20 years na rin, kasi I trained like a bodybuilder for how many years na rin. It's kind of concerning for me na am I in the right training spot? Kumbaga, do I need to change the way I train? Do I need to go to CrossFit? Do I need to go to powerlifting? Olympic weightlifting? I don't know. Pero ito na yung ginagawa ko for so many years, and is there something wrong in the way I do things? Then I go back to my lab test results, di ba? And I see these lab test results na I'm over the normal ranges, di ba? So I guess it boils down to the kind of lifestyle that you choose to have. Now, choosing that kind of lifestyle may have their own sets of ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's still your life. You can only listen to so much people and to research a lot of things about what kind of lifestyle you want to live, pero at the end of the day, tayo pa rin yun, di ba? Tayo pa rin yung in charge, and the ones who will eventually carry the consequences of those choices. And I think for the bodybuilders who choose the path na yun nga, to get enhanced artificially, I think alam nila yung pinapasukan nila, di ba? Nakakalungkot lang nga na yun nga, in this year 2021, kasunod-sunod lang talaga yung mga names, well-known names na nag-pass away. And I feel na instead of being an inspiration for a lot of people like me, it brings a huge question in the room na are we looking up to the right set of people, diba? For me, I did that for so many years kasi I looked up to Arnold, to Ronnie Coleman, to Lee Priest, to Sean Ray, to tawag nito, a lot of names, grabe. And now makikita mo na lang sila, how are they doing, di ba? How are they doing? Some are doing well, better than the others, and some are not as good, di ba? And yet those are the kind of choices they made. It brings a reflection on my part na okay, sila yon, that's how they did it, so how am I gonna do mine? Well, ever since na tumutong ako sa pagiging 40, my body is changing. Kasi hindi ko na nabubuhat yung mga dati kong binubuhat. Well, at least I tried for some time, pero nabubuhat ko pa rin, pero may kakaiba na. May nararamdaman na akong some joints, some cracks, may mga nafe-feel na ako. Unlike nung 30s ako, late 20s, mid 30s, grabe ako bumuhat, halimaw ako bumuhat nun. And siguro the price I took, yun nga, I wasn't really, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, hindi ko talaga, I'm not really that picky in my form. Pag nagbubuhat ako, basta ang aim ko is I'm gonna lift that, I'm gonna beat that other guy, and I'm gonna lift that much weight. It's either my personal accomplishment or there's some guy na nakikipagkumpanya sa akin inside the gym. Tapos ayun, pero I was young then. Pero yun nga, ngayon it's really another perspective. Lalo na nung napabalita na nga itong mga namamatay na bodybuilders. And ironically, these people are supposed to be the ones who should epitomize what is it like to be healthy, di ba? Ngayon, there's a new paradigm right now. Being healthy doesn't mean that you have muscles. Really. Being healthy doesn't mean that you're big. Di ba? Ako, for a long time, that was my idea. If you're healthy, you're big, you have muscles, di ba? Pero hindi pala hindi pala ganoon. The bigger you get, the slower you get. The more muscles you have, the more food that you should need to intake, di ba? To maintain those muscle mass. Ang daming takeaway. Okay, you want this, then you should give this up. Pag malaki ka, you have less mobility, you have less flexibility, di ba? I experienced that. Nung lumaki ako from my previous body frame, talagang ang dami ko na hindi kasyang damit. Shirts, pants, even the way I open my cabinet, hindi ako kasi hindi ako kasya, di ba? And some maybe trivial naman na okay, it's good to have, di ba? Pero at the end of the day, is it limiting the way you live your life? Is being really big above standard or above average? I think there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're making sure that you're healthy. Ako, my aim there was to get big, really get big, and I ended up being overweight. I'm overweight right now. I'm actually 84 kilograms at a 5'8" height. Based on the average height to weight ratio, kailangan nasa lang ako. Nasa 77 kilograms lang ako. And there was a point in time that I reached 86 pa and was aiming for 90 kilograms, pero I was always feeling full. Lagi akong busog. But I was so lethargic. I was so hindi ako, what do you call this? I was slow. I didn't have any energy. Kaya nga siguro nung when I had my lab test results, which I discussed in my last vlog, tapos I learned about the news in the bodybuilding industry deaths. Nagkasabay-sabay na it kind of gave me a wake up call na ano, you still want to be big? you still want to reach 200 pounds and all? Ako, that 77 kilograms, it's around 170, I think, 170 pounds. Yun yung ideal weight ko, supposed to be. And I'm above that. Diba? That's why I actually started my fasting protocol already for going 2 weeks na. The last time I tipped at the scale, nasa 83 pa rin ako. Ayun. Pero kasi I wasn't doing fasted workouts. I was doing fasted cardio. But anyways, that I will discuss that in detail sa mga next episodes about fasted workouts, and I'm gonna tell you how I do my fasting protocols and all. Pero yun, this episode is really about the people out there who may be just starting out in their lifting career, and they're choosing to get big despite the lurking dangers, diba? I think one should study first what his or her priority is talaga, and once that he or she has decided to pursue that priority, then you have to be ready to face the consequences, diba? Ayun, so I know it's been a lengthy monologue, pero kasi this has been my lifestyle for 20 years. Like I said, it's been my kind of lifestyle for 20 years, and now I don't know whether or not I should continue it, diba? Pero it has given me so much. It has given me so much in the past years. Pero I guess I need to reassess really what I will do from this point going forward in the next 40, 50, or I don't know, next how many years, diba? Because they say life begins at 40, yeah? So I think it's the right time for me to go out there and chase that dream again, diba? But this time around, it's gonna be a safer, more focused, and more health conscious approach, right? So see you on the next episodes. I'll be discussing my fasting protocol and fasted workouts with you guys. Alright, so keep safe, everyone.